this opportunity to maybe start?
Yeah, well, number one, we got to lengthen him out, see how it plays. I mean, I think the other day kind of rushed through his delivery a little bit and wasn't in the zone as much as he expected, we expected. First start, so our first appearance, and have to take that into advantage. So just command of the fastball and stay in the zone.
Is he on the Majinski plan where you're going to stretch him out to about 3-ish innings and then see what happens?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he and Carmen are actually, I think, matched up. Carmen's throwing again today. But yeah, it's a situation where we think we're going to get him stretched out and kind of go from there.
Is that in hopes of being able to use them as an elongated opener or middle relief if they're not in the rotation? Or if they're not making starts.
If they're not making starts, then I think we make a decision from there. Is it a lengthier role? Is it a situational role? I don't think right now we know the complexity of our bullpen, and so right now it's a opportunity to be in the rotation and then kind of adjust from there.
You get Jack in the leadoff spot again today. Just in general, just kind of what have you seen from him so far through spring after last year?
Yeah, I didn't see the at-bats yesterday except for on video. Talked to Donnie about him, and I mean, I know he had 2 base hits and hit a homer, but just consistency. I think that's the big thing with Jack. We've seen stretches where it's been really good, and we've seen stretches where he's struggled, and we just got to find consistency.
Has there been anything consistent within those struggles that you guys have kind of seen or anything like that?
I think the 2 things that's been consistent in struggles is, number one, he's just gotten passive. And then because he's gotten passive, he's put himself behind in counts.
When you look at Jack, how much of it is this is a guy who hit just 2 years ago, hit 26 homers, had 74 RBIs, and led the team in OPS. That's got to give him some runway in terms of that he's done it at the major league level.
100%. I mean, those numbers in and of themselves, I mean, you don't see guys do. You don't see a lot of guys that hit 26 homers in a season, and that's where the consistency comes into play. But also, we know it's in there. I mean, not only that yesterday, but he made a sliding catch in foul territory. So there's a lot of positive things there. It's just we kind of got to bring it all together.
Touched on it a bit with the bullpen, but how difficult is it to kind of evaluate whenever you maybe don't know what everyone's role is? Like, just theoretical here, if Caleb shows he could be a starter or a long guy, does that create maybe a new opportunity for a Meza or Barecki where maybe you can carry both? It's like lefty guys.
Yeah, I think that is the case, and number one, it's going to come down to not really performance, because spring training performance isn't really that fair at times. I mean, but the stuff, like looking at the quality of stuff. And I think one of the things we've talked about is not only trying to get as many different looks as possible, but the best stuff we can out of our bullpen possible. And we have a little bit of time to evaluate that, but I think that's how we're looking at the totality of the bullpen.
We've seen Billy a lot in the outfield so far. Is there any chance he plays first base kind of moving forward? I mean, I know it's kind of a moving target.
Yeah, I think so. I think he could get over there. He's doing work over there. Right now, it's just a matter of getting him reps in the outfield. It's a natural position. I mean, I think, as you guys know and been well documented, we played a lot of people at first already. Yeah. So I think at some point we'll see him get over there. But, he's one of those kind of guys like Tree. We know he can go over there and play there. His major league debut was at first base. Yeah. So I think as we go farther along in spring, we'll see him over there.
As far as shortstop goes, you have IKF there, but he's also a guy who can play multiple positions, both sides of the bag, play third base as well. And he's played center field, which he said really helped him loosen up athletically. Nick Gonzalez has played mostly second, but has shown that he can play short for you. Do you feel like those guys could be interchangeable?
Yeah, I think IKF for most of spring training will stay on that side of the field, and we'll get a lot of his reps. I mean, I think it's been since the year he was in New York that he got predominantly amount of his work at shortstop. So we've talked about just keeping him there. You'll see Nick play short probably a bunch in spring training. 2 reasons. Number one, we need somebody else that can play there. And number 2, I think for second basemen, when they play shortstop, it helps them move their feet and work on things. So getting him over there is also, something that helps in that way also.
With Nick, how important is what he does at the plate? I mean, this is a guy who came in with a reputation as a great college bat, and he said there's some things that he's trying to work on to improve. In terms of reducing the swing and miss.
Yeah, I think reducing the swing and miss, realizing the pitches he can and cannot swing at. He got a really good sample of it last year and did a nice job for us. But I think one of the things we saw last year was the challenge of, this is a swing adjustment you need to make. And now this year, there's an approach adjustment that needs to go along with that happened with major league players as they continue to evolve. And that's where he's at right now.